We're live.
Hello, people. It's your boy Benji back again for another transfer show. I've got the creator, the founder, the one who makes everything all possible. My guy Usmaan. Usmaan, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good. First and foremost, just want to say massive well done to Benji on his first show. I know you must love that. I see some of you lot saying replace Usmaan permanently. That was my cousin as well, mother lover. But yeah, no, fantastic job. But make sure you guys show Benji some love, man. It's new to him, innit? So we appreciate the support.
Yeah. So just before we start, obviously there was a big game yesterday, Man City versus Lyon. What are your thoughts on the game? What are your thoughts on some of the three Lyon players I actually want to talk about, because they are actually transfer targets to Manchester United?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the game before we get into the targets?
Well, obviously, first and foremost, to just emphasise the fact that Manchester is still red. Come on! Obviously, people say they're in the Champions League. Well, who gives a shit? Innit? Do you know what I mean? What's the difference? You get kicked out. If you don't win it, it don't mean shit in the end of the day. Innit? You're just a participant. So I'd rather not be a participant and win the Europa League potentially. But listen, first and foremost, fair play to Lyon, especially the first half. By the way, they were absolutely phenomenal. I thought second half Man City were definitely a lot better. De Bruyne scoring a fantastic goal. Fair play to him, but it was just a weird game. It was just a catalogue of errors from Man City that actually resulted Lyon in the win. So, Manchester's still red. Obviously, Raphael, our former player, he's come out and said after his post-match, to be fair, the guy interviewing him has just not even spoken about Lyon. He's just spoken about Man United. He's just asked him about how you feeling for Man United fans, and he's milking it, obviously, to play as well. The same thing, innit? Yeah, obviously, fair play to Lyon, man. I hope they go all the way and win it now, because you know what? Although I had Bayern to win it, it'd be nice to see someone different win it. But what were your thoughts?
I think it was. I think it was kind of similar to how like our front two, front three is anyway. Like a lot of pace, a lot of energy, a lot of strength. One of the things I like to see is the way they press all around the pitch, and they actually do work hard. Running around the pitch and working hard for each other. But I feel like the only difference between, let's say, Man United and them, they just had a bit more calming influence when they had the ball. So, for example, the first target I want to speak about is Hassan Aouar. I hope I've got his name right. Hassan Aouar, what's your thoughts on him in the central midfield yesterday?
Well, first and foremost, I'm not going to sit and say I've seen Lyon play week in, week out. I've seen him enough because of Depay. I'll be honest, that's the only reason I initially do watch him, because I'm a massive fan of Depay. I always have been, and I've been watching because of him, like all the Champions League games, etc. Listen, the guy's quality, I don't think anyone can deny that. I think a lot of fans yesterday were just tweeting about him for probably the first time that they've seen him play. He was absolutely sensational, like especially in the first half, like completely bossed the game. Again, the only thing for me is where would we play with hypothetically? Don't get me wrong, obviously we need to bring in quality players, but if I'm not mistaken, does he not play in the same position as Bruno, or am I missing something here?
He's more of like a number 8, so...
Yeah, but where would he play, though? Because he's not a DM, is he? So we can't have a player of that quality on the bench, can we, really? Yeah,
obviously, that's Ollie's problem to sort out. Obviously, I feel like, for me, it's very unlikely we'll sign him, but just a lot of the paper talk, obviously, we have to talk about the paper talk. Very unlikely we'll sign him, but he is a quality player. And he could be a very good rotation for Pogba.
But he's cheap, isn't he? 40 to 50 million according to the papers as well. So he's an absolute bargain given the ability he's got as well. Grealish is 80 million, for example. He's half Grealish's price, which is ridiculous if you think about it.
Yeah. For the age, she's only 2021 as well.
Yeah, good player.
But that leads me on to our other targets. So we have the two Lyon forwards. One of them we know very, very well. Memphis Depay. And before you say anything, I just wanted to say that I feel like Memphis Depay yesterday, to be the captain of Lyon, to have the performance he had yesterday and to start running, to have the energy that he's always had. I feel like if he does come back, it will be a different Memphis Depay. What do you think?
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I think he's come such a long way since he's left. It's one of those things similar to Gnabry, I suppose, as Arsenal, as you could say. Like, it didn't work out for him at a big club. For whatever reason, he might not have been ready, he didn't have the experience, etc. But he's gone away and he's been an absolute breath of fresh air for Lyon. He's been absolutely phenomenal. His confidence has risen, and like you said, the fact that he's captain as well. Yeah, was he captain for the whole game? I think I was captain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he got subbed off.
Yeah, he got subbed off. I got the band. It's an unbelievable achievement for him to be captain at such a young age as well. So it shows the fact that he has got leadership, something that he definitely didn't have when he was at Man United. If anything, he looked quite timid in terms of his sort of body language, etc. So we will be getting a new player, hypothetically, if we were to get him. And for me personally, as a Man United fan, I think it's an absolute no-brainer to bring him back. And I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, you're only saying that because he's done well," and he's cheap for us. I swear, I'm sure we've got a buyback clause on him.
Yeah, like 20
30 million, something 20 to 30 million, which in this market, again, I don't want to use a Grealish as an example. It's almost 3 times less than what we'd pay for Grealish, hypothetically speaking. Squad depth, whatever you want to call it, he could start on the right potentially. He did well for us on the right in moments. Not to say that hopefully we get Sancho, of course, but yeah, for me personally, it's an absolute no-brainer. He can play in strike as well. He can play anywhere in the front three for 30 million, man. The quality he's got, he can even play in cam as well. So, for me personally, if I have to choose anyone that we can bring back, it has to be Depay for me. He's so cheap as well. And it just, it seems like the club is struggling for funds as well by the looks of the Sancho deal. I just think it just makes perfect sense for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think any player that Manchester United signs that's going to be in the front third of the pitch has to have that wow factor. And I feel like Depay has got that wow factor. And I feel like for us looking at him, I feel like we should have sent him on loan. We'll come to a couple of loan deals later in the show, obviously. But I feel like we should have sent him on loan because when you send people on loan, it gives them the chance to blossom, to grow into their position.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously now he can play 3 or 4 positions. And for us, we need that type of players because, like I said, Oli trying to do this fluid front 3 system. The Depay can pop up on the left, pop up in the middle, and on the right.
Definitely.
So he'll just come in sweating for Greenwood. And also, he wouldn't mind really being on the bench for some of the games as well. Rashford wouldn't mind being on the bench for Depay. Rashford wouldn't want to be on the bench for Daniel James. So it's like, and also he's one of those lad type of guys. I feel like he will suit well in the dressing room. But unfortunately, he didn't score. So we're moving on to the transfer target that did score last night. Moussa Dembele, just a bit of background. Manchester United have been interested in him for, I believe, a year or so now.
Yeah.
And reports were coming out before the game that he was unhappy that he was on the bench for the match, which if he does come to Manchester United, he might be on the bench again. What are your thoughts on that player? Because I feel like his rise from Celtic to Fulham to Lyon has just been a meteoric rise. And I feel like, is that what Mbappe tweeted yesterday? A lot of us, we sleep on the French leagues.
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
us, we sleep on the different leagues. But the other leagues are actually coming up. They're getting more competitive in the Champions League as well. So what's your thoughts on Moussa Dembele?
Well, first and foremost, regarding Mbappe coming, I thought was actually hilarious. I don't know if the fact that the French league have had a massive rest compared to other teams. Everybody else has been playing and they've had a rest. I don't know if that's benefited them or not. But let's come back to the player himself. I actually made a video on him a while back. Actually, I think it might be in last summer in terms of transfer window. And I said I think he'd be a perfect option for us. My only issue is, and my only concern, and I'm sure a lot of people might share the sentiment, is he's very similar to Martial in terms of his style. Not as similar as people would assume because he has similar attributes. But it's like he does remind me of Martial to an extent. In terms of if he wants to stay on the bench and if he's happy to be on the bench, well, like you said, he's happy to be on the bench against for Lyon. So I would assume it's the same for us. It wouldn't be a bad addition. We definitely need options off the bench. My only concern is, do we need somebody that offers something completely different, i.e. a target man? Because obviously Martial kind of does a variety of the both. I feel like Dembele kind of likes playing off the shoulder a bit more than Martial, which is obviously different for him. And he's very quick as well. So I wouldn't mind taking him. However, I'm not saying that we definitely need him because I feel like he is similar to what Martial does offer us.
For sure. I agree with you, but I feel like Moussa Dembele, he has everything, and he is based like a Martial, but obviously just a bit less technical than Martial.
Yeah.
I feel like Martial is a bit more dribbling. I think he's a bit quicker than Martial.
Yeah, he is quick.
But I feel like, if we do get him in, it will. I feel like we need options as well. So if we do get him in, probably cheap as well, 30, 40 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably even less than that. And obviously, Oli can then change to a 4-4-2, can actually play a diamond formation. There's so many different formations you can do if you have a striker that's going to push Martial to another level. And I feel like Martial will then enter the 40-goal season mark if he has more competition or someone that's willing to help him.
40
get to the next
goals.
level. Yeah, I believe so. Because I remember he's on what, 25, 24, 25?
24, I think it is. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
24, 25. I remember he's been injured for like 3 months. And obviously,
Man,
he's
40.
I mean,
40.
if you look at all the competitions, if he gets he's capable of getting 20, 25 goals on a prem. If he plays in the other competitions, he can play. He can get quite a few goals, but it's whether he can stay fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whether he can stay fit. Maybe 40 goal contributions is better, but
Yeah, goal contribution. I don't think he'll get 40
stays
goals.
fit,
No chance.
he can really move into that world class bracket. But that's another thing for another day.
Yeah.
So Musa Dembele, but we have some very positive news coming out of the Manchester United camp,
Yeah.
which kind of gives me a bit of optimism for the Sancho deal.
Right.
Paul Pogba is going to apparently sign a new contract after the Europa League final. So what I'm kind of thinking is,
if we get there,
I'm sure we will.
we'll see.
After the Europa League final, Paul Pogba is going to start signing a new contract apparently. So I'm thinking a lot of other deals might be done after the Europa League as well. So obviously, I know your thoughts on Paul Pogba, but how much of a massive deal is this for, first of all, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and secondly for the club?
Well, first and foremost, for Ollie, as on a personal level, this is massive because, you know, there's a lot of people saying he hasn't got Paul, which I would probably agree with. He hasn't got Paul, obviously. What has he really done to have Paul? But I think this is a massive statement for him because at the end of the day, look, let's be real. As we all know, Pogba was on his way out. Let's be real, and he wanted more. He wanted to be fair to him, he has ambition. He wants to win the league, and I respect him for that. I'm not going to hold that against him, not all the United fans. But for Ollie to keep a player of his caliber at the club, not only is that massive for the club itself, it's just huge for people that might potentially want to sign for the club. They say, you know what, the club are going the right way. If we were to sell Pogba, then it doesn't show us in the right light. We kept our best player potentially. We've signed Bruno. We've got the likes of Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood coming through, and it's a bright future in terms of like we've already spoken about the foundations that he set. Potentially for a new manager. Obviously, I want Ollie to be successful.
Yep.
But yeah, huge for Ollie, huge for the club. Hopefully, the fans now get behind him, stop giving stake. Because I personally think Pogba's performances have been massively disrespected. I think you know, he's doing the job. He probably would prefer to play further up the pitch, but he's been putting in the shift week in, week out. So I think people need to respect him. And I'm absolutely flipping over the moon if he gets this signed. So it would be brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, for me, I think like he's our best player. Anyway. Obviously,
yeah,
everyone comes up with the Bruno and whatnot, but I feel like he can do what Bruno does, but Bruno can't really do what Pogba does.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I feel like he's probably our most important player in terms of the midfield. He's probably the only player that can really take the ball in tight spaces, run with it, drive with it. And in terms of world football, I don't know enough midfielder like him. So
yeah,
if you get rid of him, I see a lot of people saying get rid of him, get Party and Van der Beek for the price. It's not. It's just it makes us go backwards 10 steps. So there's no point. He's a world class player. He's a world class talent, and he's only going to keep getting better and better and better. So let's hope that Pogba does sign a new deal. And for Ollie personally, I think it's a massive coup for him because it shows that big players do.
Come on, Ollie. Come on, Ollie.
For Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So
yeah, it's true.
We'll see how that goes. Moving on to the goalkeeper department, which has been a massive talking factor throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
News just in, I think it was last night, that David Ramsdale, I hope that's his name.
Yeah.
Bournemouth has they've accepted a bid from Sheffield Wednesday.
Sheffield United or Sheffield Wednesday?
Sheffield United. Well,
you've got it wrong again. I was thinking, why would that be relevant?
I'm so sorry. I'm an undercast Sheffield Wednesday.
You're evidently.
So Sheffield United have accepted a bid from Bournemouth for David Ramsdale, who's a goalkeeper. So what does that mean for Dean Henderson? Apparently, reports are saying that Henderson wants to stay and fight for his first team place. Obviously, we on the show always said that he should go out for another loan.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him wanting to stay?
Well, first and foremost, in terms of him as an individual, I respect his mentality. That's exactly what we want from someone, especially young. He's clearly hungry, and like you said, he wants to fight for his players. That's what we want to hear at the end of the day. You want players to be challenging other players, and he's clearly got the confidence to think that he's better than De Gea. So, you know, fair play to him. I respect that. As someone that, you know, works at Sheffield United, as you guys know, I've practically seen every single game this season for Sheffield United because I get a free season ticket for him. So, regarding Dean Henderson, I don't actually think he's ready to play for Man United. I'll be honest with you. He's fantastic shot stopper, similar to De Gea. His ability to come out and collect the ball isn't that good. Like he doesn't really fill me with that much confidence. Don't get me wrong, he definitely does it better than De Gea, but he's not really a sweeper keeper. He's not someone who's off his line as quick as you'd like a Lloris, for example, who's very good at that. So he's made quite a lot of mistakes in the last couple of weeks as well. Again, a lot of them kind of coincide with the fact that people are saying he's good enough to play for Man United. Has that got to his head? Has the pressure got to him? I don't know if that's a factor or if it's just a coincidence that has happened at the same time. I just don't know how he'd be able to deal with the pressure at Man United. But like I said, I respect him for wanting to, fight for his place. I'm just curious to know why that's the case. Is Romero getting sold or what's happening there? Have we got any news on that?
Nothing's come out on Romero at the moment, but I'm assuming that if Henderson does stay, Romero would be sold, and I don't think that would be a bad sell for Manchester United. Obviously, he's been a very low servant for the club, but he's 33. He's getting on a bit now, and he's not. Yeah. He's never really going to challenge De Gea for that first team role. It would be interesting to see who actually starts on that. Actually, to be fair, who actually starts on the net, whether it's De Gea or Romero. If De Gea does start, it means Romero is definitely going to leave because it would be an insult to
absolutely.
Him.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So moving on to what I like to call some of these transfers. They're not, as we do, we just try to sift out the good transfers from the bad transfers. So we have one transfer that I feel like is never going to happen. Sounding Wes from what's that team?
Atletico Madrid.
He's been linked with us for the past 10,000 years.
Yeah, I know. That's another Schneider, this one. It's another Schneider episode.
I remember last season when everyone was getting happy that he's going to
I thought he might come there last season, to be fair, because I thought Pogba was on his way out. So it would have been a straight swap, isn't it, really?
So just keep it brief. Like, what's your thoughts on the player? Do you think it's going to happen out
of 10? It's a load of nonsense. Out of 10, 0. It's not happening. We don't need him. Not insane as in that he's not unbelievably good player. Don't get me wrong. He's an absolute baller. But again, we're going to have to pay a stupid amount of money for him. I think we were quoted 100 million last season.
No, is Atletico out of the Champions League?
Are they? I don't know. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Did they not finish fourth? I don't know off the top of my head, so obviously, as you're checking that, or as I'm checking that, just regarding Samuel Guez, look, he might be 70 million, might be 80 million, I don't know how much it's going to cost. But nevertheless, like, at the end of the day, for me personally...
Well, they finished third. But they have to sell a lot of players because of COVID.
Yeah, they do, but I just don't think we're going to get him on the cheap like we did assume we would. And he's not going to play. You don't buy a player of that quality and put him on the bench. You know, he plays in a similar role to Pogba. He's not really the DM. Obviously, they've got a few players that kind of sort of play in the pivot. Obviously, Koke being another one who I probably personally would take over Sal. But yeah, for me personally, not happening. Just to keep it short and sweet, not going to happen. It's an absolute nonsense rumour. What are your thoughts?
Quality player, but I don't really feel like it depends. If Oli can change Manchester United to play a 4-2-3-1 with like Pogba and him do like box-to-box roles and moving up and down, it can work. But I don't really see, I want more of a specialist defensive midfielder. Or if not, a proper deep line playmaker like a Thiago or someone of that ilk. I don't think Sound West can do that. I think he's more of like a robust midfielder to get up. I want to say about Tommy because that's rude. But
I was going to say Vidal, it kind of reminds you of like a Vidal. Obviously not similar in terms of
but he can play ball. That's the
What Vidal was, by the way, not what Vidal was yesterday. Or the day before. Sorry, what Vidal was in his career. Man's finished now, but obviously that's the kind of ilk that Sound Guest kind of was in his heyday, so to speak.
Yeah. So I think that's complete rubbish as well. Moving on to more complete rubbish, which I believe as well. Kalidou Koulibaly. I think we should stay way away from this guy.
It's not happening, bro.
If they're saying 70+ million, I think even if he's worth 30 million, I'll stay well away from him.
He's 29, he's going to be 30 soon. So
yeah, I just feel like it's gonna sound crazy. I just feel like Lindelof's a better defender than him. I just feel like
I don't agree with that.
Do you know what it is? No, but you know what it is? I feel like the hype of YouTube, the hype of Twitter has made Koulibaly look way better than what he is. And when they actually look at him play, he doesn't look any better than Muscle. He's not really like a massive upgrade on Lindelof or Maguire for me. Yeah. So I don't see why we should go and sign a player. If we're gonna sign someone, it has to be a young player that's coming through.
Yeah. But Upamecano would have been perfect, innit?
Perfect signing.
Obviously, that's not going to happen now. But regarding Koulibaly, again, I don't believe it's true. And on top of that, if it was technically true, the fact that he's up for sale, he's not. Man United not going to get him. I think Liverpool and City will link to him. I know they've signed Ake, but I can still imagine Pep going for another centre back because he wants to spend as much money as he possibly can. Yeah, for me personally, it's just his age. If he was younger, if he's 25, I would actually have gone for him. But I just think his age we don't want to be buying players like that. We're not Barcelona basically, we're not retirement now. And we shouldn't aspire to be a team that are buying players for that much money of that age, man. It's just pointless, really, for me personally.
Yeah, very pointless, very, very pointless. So moving on to some outgoings, which I'm sure you'll be happy with. Yes. Andreas Pereira has been linked with a move away.
Cheerio.
I'll start with him. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago when he was there, I thought it was an absolute baller. I was always wondering why the managers never used to play him, Marino especially. But now I see why. He just looks so useless.
Yeah,
so useless. I don't like being rude to players, but he looks so useless. So what do you think about him?
Yeah, first and foremost, I've always been a massive fan of Pereira. He's always been the guy to turn up in pre-season. He's a pre-season general. The guy's always been basically player of the pre-season. And for some reason, it's just not happened for him. Look, I still think there's a player in there. I still think he's got a lot of quality, but I just don't think it's the quality of Manchester United, to be blunt. I have nothing against him. He's clearly a Man United fan. He's done everything he could possibly do, but it's not done enough. One thing I will say is, if I'm not mistaken, Chelsea, I believe, have sold Bakayoko to AC Milan for 30 million euros. And I completely forgot that guy existed. So we better get some good money for Pereira if we're selling him. And none of this 15 million bullshit that, we always sell. We can't sell players for a decent amount. So hopefully, we actually get some money for it.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I feel like we should actually get 20 million for him if we do.
It should be 25 easy. But Bakayoko's on for 30 to AC Milan. I know he's gone on a loan, but then apparently he's for 30 M's. The fact that the audacity that they've even agreed that is ridiculous. Like Bakayoko, where's he even been for the last 2 years? At least Pereira's in the limelight to an extent. You've got to get at least 25 M's for him, man. Go on, man.
Yeah, I feel like obviously one day we will do Edward with fraud watch for transfer show. But I just feel like I feel like it would be difficult to get 20 million for him. Reason being is because the way he doesn't play, the way he plays, no one knows what position he plays. I don't feel like he is on Bakayoko's level. But if we do get 15 to 20 million, that'll be a massive coup. And it's possible because he's young, he's Brazilian.
Yeah.
He's got sell-on value. He's marketable. He has a lot of followers on Instagram, etc.
He's got nice hair. So
so it should work. Like Kaka rebirthed.
Oh my God.
So and the last one, which someone who I feel like should have been gone a long time ago. Newcastle are linked to Chris Smalling. Steve Bruce obviously needs another defender to play centre back. So what do you think about Chris Smalling going to Newcastle?
Well, first and foremost, it'll be a fantastic signing for them. I've got to be honest. I don't know if they want to take the other centre back with him, like buy one get one free, take Phil Jones as well. By all means, they can work together. England's new centre back partnership, all that nonsense. But look, first and foremost, fair play to Smalling for going out to Roma and fighting for his place, etc. Wanting to play football. Of course, we have to get rid of him. My only concern is, are we going to sign a centre back? But I'm starting to wonder if we might not sign someone because look. By he's injury prone, I would love to see Twan Xavier be the person that gets the opportunity to step up. I was massively impressed with his loan spell. I thought he was fantastic, as all the Villa fans will tell you. But he's injury. Well, he's not injury prone, but he's had a lengthy injury. Is he going to recover in the same manner? Has Smalling got a place in our squad, even if it's the third or fourth option, potentially the fourth option? I think there is a case for that. Because it doesn't look like we're going to sign him. I'm be honest with you guys. So, do I want Smalling to stay? No, but what are we going to do we're going to have to play Menki? And obviously he's like 17, 18. So in fact, he's 19, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
18.
He's 18. So if he wants first team football, sell him. If he's happy to be a part of the squad, I would actually keep him, to be fair, because our squad is very thin on the back. Although we've got a lot of centre backs, most of them are injured all the time. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
It depends really. If we don't sign a centre back, he has to stay. And then the only one that's going to stay fit. Premier League experience. The thing is, I feel sorry for him because he's always got that stigma of being alongside Phil Jones. So I don't think he's ever been part of a good defense, so to speak. He's always like Phil Jones. Never been him and like a Maguire, or him and like a Lindelof, or him and
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
Bailly,
I get you.
it's always that. Because
He's had a clown next to him every time, and he had Bro as well.
It's too much. Obviously, you've had a lot of like Ashley Young at left back. You've had Valencia at right back. So there's a lot of defending to do with people like that around. So I feel like he is probably better than what people think he is. I feel like he's a better passer of the ball than people make him out to be. But I just want to. No, he's not bad. I feel like under Van Gaal he was all right. But I just want him gone. I feel like we need to start getting rid of the players like from Ferguson's era.
Yeah,
people that have been
absolutely.
in the club for 7 years. We can't keep doing things on a sentiment.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's not what I want to keep at the club. That's the only thing I'm saying about these players.
Just to add before people crucify me, I'm not saying I want to keep him. I'm just saying if you don't sign a centre back, we have to keep him because Tuan Sabi and Bailly can't stay fit, can they? Well, Bailly definitely can't. So that means we've only got 3 if Tuan Sabi stays fit. Because there's nobody else to play in it. Because obviously Rojo and Jones definitely need to get sold. So yeah, that's the only reason I would keep him if you don't sign a centre back. But obviously, if you've got that Gabriel coming in, which we've been dealt a blow with that as well. So, anyways, moving on.
Yeah, that's it. We're done for today. If there's any transfers that I missed out, please do add it to the comments. Thank you for the love for the others.
Yes. Show Benji love.
131 views when I last checked.
Yes.
A couple likes, a couple comments as well. So just keep up the good work. Also, if anything, share to your friends, share to Man United friends, subscribe. We're 5 away from 450. If there's anything also you want to see us talk about, any shows you want to see us do, please do add it in the comments because we do this for you. We don't do it for ourselves. We actually do this for you, and we're working hard to try and get the best content available out there. Apart from that, that's your boy, Benji.
Yes, Benji. Yeah, you can think of your intro, bro. That wasn't part of the deal.
I have to think, man. It's difficult.
Let Benji know what you should do for the intro, man. Drop a like on the video as well. Show him some love. Like I said, man, he smashed it. But anyways, boys, we'll catch you in the next one. Also, just to add, what we got, we've done the match preview for Sevilla, so check that out as well. And obviously,